Welcome to the StockMentor.com studios. I'm your stock mentor, Brian Johnson. And the markets continue to bleed to death. All of the indices down about 1.5% today on the slow roll to the downside. This is a situation where a lot of people will start to look to every little move up in the markets as quote-unquote the bounce. So you want to be very cautious down in here. We talked about this 10-200 line, and look at that. Broke it today and continued with the slow bleed. Now, it did try to hold it for a while, just not able to do it. So as we continue this slow move back, I'm still going to consider it a pullback for the time being, but the markets are getting to a point where things could be breaking loose for the bears if they can make it down just a little bit further here. We watch on the daily. You can see the Dow now. We've broken what? We held the 50, got the 200 down below. 20 has given way today. We have our first close now below the 20-day moving average. That was the area I was telling you about. That was right at that 10-200 level to the downside. So these were the marks to be watching. These were the marks to take trades at. Not a lot of movement past the 10-200 area, but definitely the most conservative place to get in. So watch closely. I'm going to give the bulls, as I always do, about 1 day to get themselves back above that 20-day moving average. But as things move their way down, I just got to be honest with you guys. I don't see any more support until we really get right back into this area here from a daily standpoint. And even this is, maybe even minor support down here. So this blue line and this lower green line are looking pretty good to me right now. As for the next target, that is 9,900, my friends. 9,900. So big break today for the bears to get back and below this area. I want to keep your eyes on what we see over the next few days as well in the volume. Volume was good today, and this is precisely what you want to see if you're a bear. So if you are bullish or if you are long, you want to be very, very cautious in through here. Nasdaq on a 60-minute also bleeding its way back down again here. So you can see it start to fall, coming back into some very logical 1840. Mentioned that. Very logical support areas here on the Nasdaq. But on the daily, still not below the 200-day moving average. Did break the 20, held below the 20, has not broken that 200. So if you want a bull case, maybe, I guess, pull that one out and look at that one. As long as it'll hold this 200-day, the Nasdaq is doing just fine. We'll want to be watching tomorrow's trading very carefully as well. And we're going to give the bulls one more day to get back up and over those 20-day moving averages. And we want to see if the Nasdaq will actually hold the 200 on its way down. This is one of the last things on the major indices to be watching. From a weekly standpoint, we are now past Thursday, and what do we have here? Bueller? Yeah, I didn't really call that a bearish engulfing at this point. Bearish engulfing are bearish. Yeah, look at you guys go. Wow, I love my viewers. They're smart. So here we are. We've got 1 day left. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If we get a big run up, we can salvage this. I just do not believe that there's any way at this point this candle cannot end up looking bearish by the end of tomorrow. So for the weekly, it looks like we're going to end up with a bearish candle of some sort. A bearish engulfing, a bearish thrusting, a dark cloud cover, or whatever you want to call it. I don't care, but it's going to look, I think, pretty bad. We got another 60 points to go to even get back up to the 20-week moving average. So tomorrow's trading will be of great interest. Watching now this lower support line. Yes, that will be the spot tomorrow. If we continue downwards, I'm just going to make a call right now. I'm going to say we finish right at or around this line down here. I don't know where that's at, but I think that's 1800 or 1810 or something like that. I don't know exactly where that's at. But somewhere down in that area, that will be my prediction for where we close tomorrow. If we continue downwards, SPX on a 60-minute, breaking the blue line. Now you see it falling, breaking all three of the moving averages. Here we had a break of the 200, hold twice of the 200 and a continued move down from there. So next level below us, I have this line here at 1065. I don't like it. I like it more around 1055. So disregard this line here at 1065. Maybe light support going back however many weeks, but ultimately I really like the 1055 to the downside from here. So if we continue down tomorrow, this is my first target area, and that is the 1055, followed by the 1048-ish. Let's call it 1045 to 1040 area down there. From a daily, same type of thing. Look what we've done. No way. Revisiting that blue line. Shut up. Don't you love how this stuff works? I love it when they break it. Come back and retest it. That's great. Okay, so we're below the 200, back below the 20. Now we're retesting this blue line here. Bulls want this to hold without question. You really, really want this to hold. If we get that break below down into the 1055 area, that's going to take us down towards here, and that gets us back below the blue line. Certainly not what the Bulls are hoping for here. This is kind of their last stand. We still might see a little bit of a bounce here over, I'd say, in the next week or so, over the next 7 days of trading. But I just, boy, I'll tell you what, guys, I can't help but start to get more and more bearish on this market. You know, I've been bearish longer term even since we were back up here. Even, back in March, I was longer term bearish. I'll tell you what, there's some opportunities coming up here to make some real money if you know how to short. If you do not know how to short, you need to find out how to do that. You need to be comfortable with that. You need to know when to get in. So watch this blue line here. Holding nicely today on the SPX, and we'll see if that continues to hold as the next few days unfold. Well, I should say as the next day unfolds. We got the end of the week tomorrow. Looking at the weekly candle too on the SPX, you can see here that we are below the 50. If the bulls try to make a run up, what are they going to try to do? They're going to try to get themselves above this 50-week moving average. That's up around 1090 right now. On a drop to the downside, looking at 1055, and then I did mention about that 1030, 1040, 1040 to 1045-ish area. That's going to put you right back down around this blue line, or this green line here. And that is, once again, setting up for that really, really big head and shoulders on the weekly we've been kind of tracking for quite a while now. So moves down tomorrow. I don't know if we'll make it all the way back down to 1040 tomorrow, but if this slow bleed continues, we could definitely reach that 1055 area by the end of trading tomorrow. VIX confirming with the push to the upside, right at and on a very logical overhead resistance line. If you want to do a TA on the VIX, this would be the place where you'd see a pullback or a turnaround of some sort within the markets. This would be the most logical place to see it. We're at the blue line on the SPX. We're at the 20-day on the VIX. If this thing turns around tomorrow, maybe we see that little bit of a bounce in the markets. From a weekly standpoint, still down here in the yellow area, closing in on red. We'll see if that continues on into tomorrow and ultimately next week. Apple down $2, but I'll tell you what, holding up nicely compared to what we've seen in the markets. Down only 0.73% when I think the Nasdaq was down over 1.5%. So this is really, really actually, believe it or not, strong for Apple to see it doing this. So we'll continue to watch this. Still not a stock I want to short. I still like this one to the long side. Breaks below 267.50 though are your entries to the short side. Breaks above 272.50 are your entries to the long side. I would not want to hold over the weekend either, but it's up to you. From a daily, look how we hit this, came back, rolled over. I said now that we're up above here, this can end at any time. I don't know. Apple's looking strong so far. Watch it closely. Just remember those levels I gave you for your entries. From a weekly standpoint, holding big blue. Can it do it one more day? Curious. We'll see. If the markets do bounce tomorrow, obviously Apple will make it one more week to holding this blue line. FAS on a 60-minute down $1.35 today, about 6%. So a little bit of trading, but really nothing much to crow about here. Still a lot of sideways chop for the day itself, but you can see it not holding the blue line. Let's see if the SPX and the rest of those indices do the same when they hit their blue line. We had a break of it, we had a retest of it, was not able to hold it today. So we had some entries and opportunities to make some money on FAS today. I'm still only looking at these from an intraday standpoint. Up and over this 15, what did I say, 1565, I think, 1560, 1550, I don't remember. Anyway, opportunities today to trade this to the long side. It was very choppy though. Look at this. Up, back down, and then right back up again. That's tough trading, guys. Tough trading. These things are still sideways, still very difficult to trade. Be very, very cautious up and through here. Over this area, yeah, maybe I don't remember where I told you to get in from yesterday. Sorry, but I know I gave you an entry for a long over here. Opportunities to make money today. Now we're watching closely. Really, guys, I don't see why we can't make 1750 before this is all over with. Okay, keep those levels in mind. I'll be back with you tomorrow with my end of the week video. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.